Hi there, Kim Bartlett here, helping you as a network marketer to bring your business online and to get that results you've been looking for a long time. So today I will share with you about the one thing you need to do for people to remember you, and that is to give an excellent, outstanding, amazing service to the other person, to other people. So what I want to share with you, so a couple of days ago, I was setting off from the UK, where we live, to Sweden, where I am now, to do some work here for a few days. And so I was at the airport, as I go to the airport, I check in and I do my normal stuff. I check in and then I wander off to get to this particular restaurant and I have my lunch. I enjoy it. It's a kind of same thing, same every time, but I do enjoy it sitting there. Anyway, I finished my lunch and I thought, okay, let's wandering around a bit to sort of move, because I like to move my body a bit. And I went up to this big board, as you know, they have at airports, to check what gate I was supposed to go to, or what gate was going to be announced to go to. But it said it's actually going to take another 30 or 40 minutes or something. I was a bit early then, so before they could then display what gate to go to. So I was, okay, what am I going to do now then? So I was walking around a bit, strolling around, checking out, and I knew I'm not going to shop. I rarely do shopping when I'm on my way over to Sweden. And so, yeah, anyway, I got a little bit bored and I sat down, and a couple of people sitting next to me and kind of trying to entertain myself, watching people or looking around. And then after a little while I thought, no, this is so boring, so what else can I do? So I thought, what do I want? What do I really want? So I closed my eyes and, yeah, a cup of coffee. The thing is, with me and coffee, I'm very particular about coffee. It has to be top-notch, high-quality, best coffee, ideally. Of course, I drink other coffees as well, but ideally to have a really, really good coffee. So I was thinking, where on the airport can they have a really top-notch coffee, at least in the UK? So I was walking around at the ground floor, where they mostly had shops, like clothes shops and stuff like that, looking for somewhere there was a coffee place or place where they had some coffee machine, but I couldn't find one. So I walked upstairs, as I do, you know, walking upstairs, and there they have loads of restaurants and bars alongside, but no like specific cafe. But I was passing and looking in to see have they got a coffee machine, and if they did, I sort of wanted to see, does it look like somewhere I want to go? I kind of went for my gut feeling, and there was nothing there I really wanted. So I continued to walk the corridor all the way down, quite a far way to walk. I mean, the corridor is I don't know if you call it a corridor, but it's wider than this. This is quite tiny, actually. But anyway, I walked down all the way to the end of the corridor, and on the left, there was a restaurant, and it was quite quiet. This was after the rush hour. And one of the staff, young guy, was sort of hanging there, and he saw me walking up, and I could see a coffee machine. They had a coffee machine in the restaurant. So I thought, I'm not sure, but maybe this is the only place. And so he walked up to me and said, so can I help you? And I said, yes, you can. I said, I love to have a really good quality, high quality coffee. I'm very particular. So I wasn't sure I'm going to tell him I'm very particular about, I really want good coffee. And I expected him to say, yeah, of course, have a seat here. Specifically because the place was quite quiet and they had a coffee. So, but then he said to me, I tell you what, don't tell anyone. And I thought, I sort of listened to, yes. And he said, there's a coffee place down the corridor. Or actually, they have a very good coffee down the corridor. I really like their coffee. We got coffee too, but I tell you, go down there. So I did. So I said, thank you, I really appreciate it. And I could feel how it's almost like my whole body was smiling. I thought, wow, that's cool. So I walked down the corridor. It's almost all the way down on the other side, but it was worth it. Now, the thing here is not whether there was better coffee or not, because I couldn't find out at the time. I was really uplifted about that he was so keen, or really wanted to serve me. I mean, he could easily have said, yeah, have a seat here and be nice to me, and I would have felt, yeah, this is nice to be taken care of. And then he would send me a cup of coffee. But I was still, and it stayed with me for a while, like how important this is. And that makes me think about me and my business, to remember when I speak to potential prospects, to remember this. And I want you to remember this too, that when you speak to potential prospects, let's say over the phone, and they ask questions, and maybe they're quite particular about what they're looking for, really think about for yourself first. Are you serving them, or are you trying to serve you? Are you trying to squeeze them in, kind of in a jigsaw piece? That's a triangle you try to squeeze in a square, kind of, yeah, it's going to work, it's going to work. If you have some sense, tell them, I don't think my products or my business opportunity, what it is for you. Ideally give them an advice where to go instead. Perhaps give them, write down on a piece of paper contact details. I mean, obviously you do it whatever way you do it, but give them contact details and maybe the name of the company for them to contact. This is the thing, they will always remember this. They will always remember you, as I remember this guy and the restaurant at the airport. And I don't know if I said that already, but I'll tell you again. Next time when I go, which is quite soon again, I will most likely go and have my lunch at that restaurant. And if he is there, I will thank him and acknowledge him for his excellent service. Back to where I was. Where was I? Yes, in your business, to serve the potential prospects. And they might come back to you, and even they might recommend someone else to come to you. It's a win-win. So remember to serve the potential client, and they will remember you forever. Remember that they will remember you. So I will see you here next time, which will be Monday. Take care and have a lovely weekend. Bye. Okay, so my glasses.